Welcome to the lecture series of switching theory and logic design. Today we will see the concept of Mealy versus Mealy machine. That is, we will see the comparison between Mealy machine and Mealy machine. So let us see the differences. Coming to here, first difference. Mealy machine. Output depends both upon the present state and the present input. Output depends both upon the present state and present input. The output of the Mealy circuits is completely depends upon the present input. There is no doubt input is also there, and present state. The present state is nothing but as the previous output of the system or present output of the system. That is we are taking for defining the next state outputs, for the next state outputs and final outputs. Okay, so by using Mealy machine, we can decode the next state output with the help of present input and present outputs, that is present state of the system. So that is about Mealy machine. Next, coming to that Mealy machine, the output is completely depends upon the present state. That is, there is no necessity of inputs here in the Mealy machine. Here only state of the system is more than enough. The state of the system, that is output of the system, is more than enough. Next, coming to that second difference to the Mealy machine. Generally, it has fewer states than Mealy machine. So actually, in the Mealy machine, generally it has fewer states than Mealy machine. In the Mealy machine, we have state table. In the Mealy machine also we have substate table. In the Mealy machine, we have generally less state tables. In the state we have different types of states, are very lesser number of states, and coming to the Mealy machine, we have more number of states are available. Why? Because in the Mealy machine we have, for each stage it has a different output based on the input 0 and 1 condition. Coming to the Mealy machine, whatever it may be the next state, whatever it may be the input, the output is common for next states. So for that reason, for defining the system efficiently, Mealy machine requires more number of states. So in Mealy machine, it has more number of states. In Mealy machine, we have less number of states. Next, coming to the third one. The values of the output function is a function of the transitions, the changes when the input logic present is done. So here the output of the Mealy machine is completely depends upon the input function I said just now. And next, coming to that, the state of the system. So whenever the input changes, automatically the state of the system will changes based on the state behavior also. Here the states and the inputs both are combinedly working to change the output. Next, so whenever the clock signal you have given in the Mealy machine, it responds to the inputs and state of the system to the decoding the next state output. Coming to here, the value of the output function is a function of the current state and the changes at the clock edges whenever state changes occur. So whenever the clock pulse is changed based on the present state, next state output will be decoded. There is no input involvement for getting the next state output function in the Mealy machine. So listen carefully. The output of the Mealy machine is involves the present state of the system whenever the clock signal is arrives. There is no input signal involvement in the next state output or next state output decoding part. Okay, so that is about the Mealy machine. Next, Mealy machine reacts faster inputs. They generally react in the same clock cycle. Actually, in the Mealy machine, whenever the input is occurred, then only in that particular clock cycle only the output is going to reflect. There is no waiting period for the Mealy machines. It responds very fastly to the input combinations. In the Mealy machines, more logic is required to decode the outputs, resulting in more circuit delays. They generally react one clock cycle later. So whenever the you have given the clock cycle. After the clock cycle, then system is going to react. Okay, after the clock cycle also, the output decoder is decoding the outputs continuously. This is it will take nearly 2 to 3 clock cycles time. That is, after completion of the clock pulse also, it is changing the outputs. The outputs are changing like asynchronous mode of operation. Okay, the output is changing continuously for a long period of time. So that is one drawback is there at the Mealy machine. Okay, this is about these are the differences or similarities in between Mealy machine and Mealy machine. Thank you.